laws of tahara, of purity, we are in the laws of kalim, of vessels. What's a vessel that could contract impurity? Whenever a kli, a vessel, contracted impurity, and after contracted impurity, it was broken to the point that its form was ruined and it could no longer serve as a purpose for which it was made, it regains purity by being broken, by just being broken.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6, yeah. Right. Similarly, when kalim that were pure are broken, their broken pieces are not susceptible to ritual impurity because it's not a vessel anymore, right? It's not a vessel.
Yeah, because it's broken.
Exactly. To what extent must a wooden or bone vessel, kli, be broken before it regains ritual impurity? In other words, it's called broken, right? All kalim belonging to ordinary private persons are pure when they are broken to the extent that they cannot contain a pomegranate. Right, that means a larger one. What is implied? So if a container was perforated to the extent that a pomegranate would fall through, it is pure. It's not a vessel anymore, right? It's not a container. Pomegranate about which we are speaking is one that is intermediate size, one that an onlooker would neither consider large or small. And we're speaking about an instance where there are three pomegranates in a container, one touching the other, right? And one would fall through. If the kli had contracted impurity, became perforated to the extent that an olive would fall through, the owner patched it. It is then perforated again in a different place to the extent that an olive would fall from it. The owner patched it. The pattern continued until the hole is large enough for a pomegranate to fall from it. Even though it is patched entirely, it is pure because it is a new entity. Aha, it's like you remade it, right? Interesting. Number 3, the kalim second. Okay. Kalim that were originally made with holes large enough that pomegranates would fall from them. Example, a basket, a rope net carrier borne by camels, and trellises for vines are susceptible to ritual impurity unless their greater portion is torn, right? So that's only like a regular kind of vessel. It's meant to hold things. But if it's something that's meant to begin with, like to harness a camel, I guess, right, or a rope net carrier, right, for camels, so that's different. Then it has to be bigger because it's still a vessel, right? It's still, in other words, it still functions.
Right, it has a particular purpose.
Exactly. Even though rods were attached to trellises above them and below them to reinforce them, the trellises are pure. If a frame of any size was made for them, even if the entire trellis has holes large enough for pomegranates to fall through, it's susceptible to ritual impurity. Again, I can't picture this exactly what it means, but the fact that it's functional and it's serving a purpose, then it is susceptible to impurity. Number 5, the size of a hole that renders as pure all vessels that cannot contain pomegranates. Container of a fourth of a kav, half of a fourth of a kav. A wicker servers is one sufficient for olives to fall through. Although their borders have been ruined. If there remains enough of the vessel to contain even a slight amount, it is impure. So we're talking about a container. I guess this is a quarter of it. Not exactly. Like a wicker server's. So it's it's only a portion of it. Okay. Number 6. Bread baskets are rendered as pure if they possess a large hole enough for a loaf of bread to fall through. Right? Then it's not a bread basket anymore. Gardener's bushes are rendered as pure if they possess a large hole enough for the bundle of vegetables to fall through. Right? Then it's not serving its purpose. Bushels of homeowners are rendered pure when they possess a large enough hole large enough for a bundle of straw to fall through. Those used by bathhouse attendants are rendered pure when they possess a hole large enough for stubble to fall through. I guess they use stubble. For what? Hold on a second. Can I call you back in a few minutes? Just teaching. Okay, bye. Okay. Interesting. A chest of bowls that cannot hold bowls is never susceptible to original impurity because it can hold pots. Aha. Because it's a chest. So chest is not just for bowls, right? It can hold pots. So it's only not functional when it can't hold the pots. So even if a chamber pot cannot contain liquids, since it contains feces, it is susceptible to impurity. Aha. So an outhouse, right? It doesn't contain liquid, but it'll hold the feces. So then it's functional, not only partially. Interesting. What's the difference between the first part and the second part? Bowls or pots, right? You know what the difference is? The bowls and pots is so you can't put any bowls in there, but you could put pots, right? But in an outhouse, you're doing two. 1 and 2 are being done together. And even though it won't hold the one that you're doing, but number 2, it does hold. So then it's still considered functional outhouse. You follow? I'm saying like the second part, it seems to be similar to the first part of the chest of bowls, right? For bowls. I just explained how it's different. No? You didn't understand what I just said?
Just for fools.
Yeah? Okay. Folks, we're going to have to stop here. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Professor.
Great
Thank
day.
you.